Imagine waking up, rubbing your stomach, and realizing there is no kitchen, no refrigerator, and definitely no cereal waiting for you. For almost all of human history, nobody ever asked, "What's for breakfast?" We move through our days assuming that breakfast, lunch, and dinner are biological requirements. We treat these three specific windows as if they were programmed into our DNA. But we are the only species that lives this way. A lion doesn't check its watch at noon to see if it's time for a midday break, and a bear doesn't wait for a bell to ring before eating its morning meal. If our bodies aren't actually built for a schedule, we have to look for the moment that schedule was created. When did breakfast become a requirement, and who decided the world needed a lunch hour? Our daily eating routine is a surprisingly recent invention. To understand why we eat the way we do, we have to start with a time when the only clock was the sun, and the only rule was survival. For hundreds of thousands of years, finding calories was a matter of luck. A hunter-gatherer's next meal depended on shifting seasons and animal migration patterns, not a daily appointment. Hunger served as an evolutionary pressure. It forced the early human brain to memorize landscapes, track movements across miles, and cooperate with a group to secure a single meal. This created a life of extreme volatility. Our ancestors might spend a Tuesday gorging on a successful hunt, followed by 3 days of eating nothing at all. Human biology is optimized for this kind of opportunistic eating. We are built to consume fuel whenever it appears, which stands in direct opposition to the rigid, clock-based schedule of the modern world. Nutritional anthropologists reconstruct these ancient eating habits by analyzing the physical remains left behind in the soil. By scraping away the dirt, they uncover charred seeds, microscopic plant residues, and animal bones. These artifacts prove that early diets changed constantly, depending on the local climate and available resources. The evidence shows that there was no universal ancient rule for how often humans ate. Some populations ate small amounts throughout the day, while others relied on one large communal event. Because the hard evidence in the dirt shows the 3-meal day is a biological myth, we have to look past our bodies and toward our history to find where the routine actually came from. The transition to agriculture changed the pace of human life. The birth of grain storage meant that, for the first time, communities had a predictable supply of food that didn't depend on a lucky hunt. This predictability allowed the first structured daily routines to emerge within farming villages. Even with these reliable silos, most early agricultural societies still ate only once or twice a day. Those meal times were determined by local religious traditions or social status, rather than a global standard. Farming gave us the ability to schedule our meals, but it didn't create the 3-meal day we know. That required a much more modern, mechanical intervention. As the Industrial Revolution took hold, millions of people moved indoors to work with machines like this one. Factory owners demanded fixed work hours to maximize production. For the first time, the human day was sliced into rigid segments enforced by the industrial punch clock. To keep the steam-powered assembly lines running, managers had to synchronize the workforce. They created a designated midday meal break so that everyone stopped and started at the exact same second. This new clock-based way of life spread from the factory floor to public schools and other social institutions. The 3-meal day is an economic byproduct of industrial capitalism. It was designed to align the human stomach with the factory clock. Today, eating is a highly scheduled pillar of identity. It's how we celebrate, how we organize our work, and how we connect with our families. This chart shows the scale of our history. For 300,000 years, our existence was defined by the unpredictability of the natural world. The era of food abundance and fixed schedules is a microscopic sliver of our evolutionary timeline. Our prehistoric character didn't eat just because the clock struck noon. He ate because today he finally could. When you sit down for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you are participating in a massive historical tradition, a legacy shaped by 1,000-year-old granaries and the ticking of the industrial clock.